Priscila. I'm from Brazil, and it is a pleasure to be here with you all from Brelt to receive our fantastic interview. He is Juan Uribe, and his friend Buddy. Hello, Juan. How are you?
I'm very well, very happy to be here.
Hey, I'm here too. I'm a frog and I love to jump. Oh.
Juan, can you tell us a little bit about your story? Okay, can you please?
Yes, I was born in Argentina, and my parents brought me to Brazil when I was a young child. And when I was a child, I had this fantasy that I would like somebody to come to my house and come to my bedroom and teach me sitting on the floor. I used to have lots of Playmobil, so I wanted this person to what I wanted to say. So I wanted to make those voices and to learn how to say, be careful, the mountain is going to explode. And I never had that teacher. What happened instead is that I became that teacher.
Oh, fantastic. Now, Juan, how did you begin teaching children? And at what age range did you or do you teach? Can you briefly describe your career to us, please?
Sure. I started teaching children when I was 21 years old. I worked at a language school, and then I was asked if I would like to teach a 4-year-old boy through play. This very first student, his name is André, and he was passionate about helicopters. And he taught me everything about helicopters in Portuguese, and then I would help him say those things in English. I run a language school for children here in São Paulo, and here we teach children from 2 to 13 years old.
Okay. Let me ask you something else. What do you like about teaching young learners?
Well, I like their excitement, their involvement, the way they share things, and how they're open to listening to what we have to say. And one thing that I really like is how they play with words, with sounds, and then how they create their own English. This is something that I really enjoy.
It's really funny when I play with children. Sometimes I fool them.
Yeah, buddy.
So Buddy is your best friend, as we can see. Buddy, probably the world's best traveler toy frog. How did that start, Juan?
Well, many years ago, I went to Egypt. And then I thought it would be very, very interesting to take Buddy and take some pictures in front of the pyramids, doing different things.
And then we made videos.
Yeah. And since then, Buddy has traveled with me to many different countries, and we've made videos. And that has been a way for me to show my students and children around the world.
And also we make friends when we travel. People like frogs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And more recently, Buddy and I have conducted shows. We have our own show, and we've gone to lots of kindergartens and language schools around the world.
Okay. And how teaching EFL to children any different from teaching the same language to adults? What do you think?
I think, of course, there are many differences because children learn best through play. So I think we have to have movement, we have to have creativity, we have to be open to listen, to learn with them. And more than that is, I mean, we're with children, so we're educating them to be better people in this world. So I personally think that teaching children is different from teaching adults when it comes to the competences that one needs. It's almost as speaking a different language, a different teaching language. In reality, it's a different learning language.
Okay. And what skills does a professional need to have or develop to be an effective young learner teacher? And how can one develop those?
Well, I think that you have to be curious. You have to want to know about the children, about what they do in their lives, and you must be willing to share, to talk about yourself. And when you do this, you're really using English as a means of communication. I think that a teacher of young learners has to be somebody who enjoys art, enjoys music, enjoys theater, somebody who's open to different languages, because children express themselves in many different ways. So, and I think it's like being open to them, of course, taking courses, reading, and more than that, I think a teacher of young learners has to be present in the classroom. And more than that, after a class is given, this teacher has to reflect on what happened, why the students did something at that moment, why students produced more. So I think that being reflective, learning how to reflect is an important component of teachers of young learners.
And of course, teachers of young learners should learn how to play with puppets, how to tell stories. Children like me, and I like children.
For sure, buddy. And can a teacher who does not consider him or herself very artistic still use puppets, sing, and do storytelling in class? How so?
Of course, because you know that the children, they don't expect you to be a professional. They want to have a good time. And you're generous and you're having a good time. They're gonna feel the same. Everybody can play with puppets.
Everybody, that's very true, buddy.
Even you can play with me.
So, can you tell more about it, Juan, or?
Yeah, but Buddy's very right. I think that puppeteering, I mean, in fact, all of us as children have puppeteered in a way or another. When you would play with a doll and then you would create voices, it's just the very same thing. Yeah, anything can be a puppet. Yeah, I can get my cell phone and the cell phone comes here and says, "Oh, hello, oh, good to see you." So puppeteering is projecting life into an object. So you don't have to have like a plush, beautiful plush puppet like Buddy. Your finger can become a puppet. So it's allowing ourselves to play, to revisit our inner child. And we all have our inner child. It's just like to take some time, close our eyes, and remember how much we enjoyed playing.
That's true, that's true. And the kids are expecting us to do that, okay? Like a kids, like how they are. It is perfect. And are you taught in Brazil and abroad and train teacher around the world? What do you take from this international experience that can help Brazilian teachers working here? Is there any particularity of Brazilian young learners we should take into account?
Well, during the last 2 years, I traveled around the world nonstop. I went to 20 different countries, and I gave courses in Turkey, Japan, Korea, in Dubai, Armenia, and in many other places. I think every context has its characteristics. So what can I say? I think that being authentic, trying to understand your own context will make the best method for for your students. There are many things that I have brought from other countries. So I've brought stories from Japan. I've brought books in many countries. It's even sort of hard to recall right now, but for instance, in Turkey, I had a fantastic experience of teaching children with whom I do not share a language. So I had students, Turkish students, who did not speak any English. So it was very interesting for me to realize that one is really able to teach without knowing the student's first language. And Brazil is a very creative place. We have so many ideas, we have so much joy, and I can say that in terms of teaching methodology and commitment, Brazil is certainly in the ELT world. Brazil is certainly a country that is very much admired by teachers all around the world.
That's true. Yes. And you have been a BLT member for a good while now. Would you like to leave a message to your fellows from BLT?
Well, it's been a pleasure to be here at Brelt. I've made lots of friends. I've connected to many people, such as Priscila, with whom I'm talking right now. So. Yes. Bring out your things, share, make questions. It's okay not to know. Learn about courses and things that are happening. By the way, I'm giving a course. It's a 4-session course. I'm giving it with ITDI. I can make the link available, and it's going to be a course on effective language learning.
Yes. Well, we can have emotions while students are learning. It's fun, I know.
Yeah, right. And well, that's it. The community has grown a lot. It's very beautiful to see people connected, discussing, learning, and improving the overall quality of English language learning in Brazil.
Yeah, Juan. And we met at Brelt for a long time ago, I think in 2013, and I learned a lot with you and a lot with Brelt. So I would like to thank you so much for your patience, your time. It is a pleasure to be here with you. So be with us whatever you want, and thank you so much for being here with us today. Okay, Juan?
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Me too.
Oh, buddy, you too. Thank you for
coming.
Oh, buddy. Thank you for coming.
All right.
This. Okay. So,
thank you so much.
Bye.